The Dallas Cowboys trampled the Tampa Bay on Monday night for a super wild card matchup. Let us know in the comments who you're rocking with in that matchup, the Bucs or the Cowboys. And shout out to our guy right here for a dope comment. And actually, one more thing. Go check out our recent interview with Steve Young, who's calling tonight's Monday Night Football game. Not calling it, but at least going to be part of the pregame broadcast crew. But Matt, man, let's get into this discussion today, man. Who you rocking with on Monday night in the Super Wild Card round, the Cowboys or Tom Brady and the Bucs?
You know, against my better judgment, I'm going with the Cowboys. It's a tough situation. It's like, do you go with Tom Brady, but like a very poor Tampa Bay team that's under 500 that limped into the playoffs like you usually see an AFC South team do?
Sure.
Actually, I have more faith in Jacksonville than I do Tampa Bay probably at this point. They took advantage of a very poor division. Everybody gave Tom Brady enough chances to do what Tom Brady does. You know, if you keep falling apart in these close games, you let him come back against New Orleans, and then you finally have somewhat of an offense against Carolina.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. He's good enough to take advantage of that. But I think the Cowboys have a lot more pressure on them.
Oh,
They're definitely, I think, the more talented team, and so I'm just going to rock with them. And I think Dak and McCarthy, who both need this win, get the job done, and they move on to the next round.
A lot of optimism you got going on over there for them Cowboys, man. I get it, I guess, and Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't exactly sprinting into the postseason, but neither are Dallas Cowboys. That was as ugly as a Week 18 loss as you can have heading into the playoffs for the Dallas Cowboys. Losing to the Washington Commanders, who had nothing to play for. You're the Dallas Cowboys. You play all your starters in a game that, if you won, could have potentially gave you a chance to still win the NFC East title. You go out there and lose to Sam Howell, a rookie a fifth-round rookie, making his very first NFL start. You lose that game. Dak Prescott probably plays his worst game as an NFL starter last week in Week 18. That's not the right way you want to head into the playoffs. And again, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers aren't exactly flying high into the playoffs either, but they do have the greatest quarterback, arguably, of all time under center for them. And as the great Stephen A. Smith likes to point out about the Dallas Cowboys, what can go wrong will go wrong. I envision that happening again this weekend. Again, I love, you know, what, at least offensively, what Tampa Bay has shown in flashes, particularly in the past, but somewhat this season, particularly with Mike Evans reminding us who he is in that Week 17 win over the Carolina Panthers. Chris Godwin has been as consistent as they come since he's been back from that early, kind of season lull after having a big injury last season. So I'm rocking with the Bucs. But also, too, you mentioned something I want to talk about. I feel like there have been Tom Brady-led teams, particularly with the Patriots, where they're coming into the playoffs and we're like, they don't look like the most talented team. But
I don't think it was ever like this.
Like maybe not. But it's not like for lack of talent, right? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have plenty of talent, but have been so consistent this season. There's not a big gap in talent, I would say, between these two teams. So,
well, we're looking at Dallas, who is one of the highest scoring offenses in the league. I think they average almost over 27 points a game.
Yeah.
You're talking about a team that's younger, just overall in their talent.
Absolutely. Which could work against them, though.
Well, the issue right here also is Tampa Bay has no run game. They have absolutely nothing. I'm glad Tom Brady and Mike Evans were starting to figure something out, because that's the only way they're doing anything. And what's worse for them is that allows, if you're going to be one-dimensional like that, it allows Micah Parsons to pin his ears back and just go after Tom Brady.
Well, I think they'll be able to run the ball a little bit. I think Leonard Fournette and Rachaad White, those two will be able to give some semblance of a run game. And also, too, the Dallas Cowboys aren't great against the run. We've seen that this season.
They don't need to be, because Dallas is that bad.
Because
because Tampa Bay is that bad. Well, I mean, they have not been able to establish any semblance of a running game.
That's fair.
And it's the reason that you've seen Tom Brady go to the sidelines throwing temper tantrums is because they can't run the dang ball, and then his wide receivers aren't doing what he wants. Yeah. So, I mean, listen, everything does tend to go wrong for the Cowboys, but this is a situation where it's still, even with that being said, I still think it's an uphill battle for Tampa Bay to do something.
Yeah, I mean, this is a true toss-up. I mean, you can really go either way. This is another thing that I'm looking at, too. Dak Prescott has tied for the most interceptions in the NFL this season. This man has missed 5 games. You can't have the most interceptions in the NFL and miss, what's that, a third of the season. He's been careless with the ball of late, particularly in the second half of the season. Honestly, I think this is going to be the last game of the Mike McCarthy era in Dallas. I think Tom Brady ends it. Let us know in the comments, though, who you're rocking with this weekend and which team you're on. Are you Team Scott picking the Bucs, or are you Team Matt picking the Cowboys? Let us know something. But we'll catch you
them Cowboys
on tomorrow's episode of Simple Question. Thanks for watching. Feel free to check out our other videos, and don't forget to smack that subscribe button down below while you're at it. Also, for more great and original content, head right over to bvmsports.com.